Hi students, good morning. AI unit number 6 game playing. In this unit, first I will start with the basic introduction. What is game playing? We all are know about the word game and we all are play the game. So we are familiar with the word game playing. Now here the basic two reasons are given for the good domain of game. Then some explanation is given how the problem is occurred and we can solve the problem. And then second topic is the min-max search procedure. Minimum and maximum search procedure. So here we can start with the depth first and depth limit procedure. DFS and BFS, we all are know that DFS means depth first search and BFS means brief first search. So here we can use the idea about how we can start the procedure and what is the current position, and then we can find out the possible solutions for the problem, and then we can assume some static evaluation functions and then we can find out its solution. And here the definition is given for minimax. The alternation of maximizing and minimizing at alternate play when evaluations are to be pushed back up corresponds to the opposing strategies of the two players is called minimax. Now here in the definition we can start with the minimize and maximize alternation. If some number is given, then we can find out the minimum number and maximum number. So here in the game the minimum position is given. Suppose for Ludo game, two players are minimum requirement to play the Ludo game. Okay. So here we can use the recursive procedure and we can use the two procedures. First is move gen and second is static, and its explanation is completed. Now today we learn the algorithm for minimax. So we can start with the minimax and then we can write the position, then we can write the depth and player. Okay, so in this algorithm total 5 steps are given. So we can start with the first step. If deep enough bracket position depth, then return the structure. Here we can start with the minimum number and first we can find out the position and we can find out the depth, then we can return the structure. What is the structure? Value is equal to static and then we can write the position comma player, then path is equal to nil. Here the path is not given, so we can write path is equal to nil and we can give the value is static. Okay, so then in static we can write the position and player. This indicates that there is no path from this node and that its value is that determined by the static evaluation function. And these two indicates value and path. What is indication? Means we can find out the path. We can use the directed graph or a directed graph. Here the graph is directed, means we can follow the arrow, okay, and then we can find out the static evaluation function. So this is our first step. Second step, otherwise generate one more play of the tree by calling the function moveGen in bracket position player and setting successor to the list it returns. Now in the second step of algorithm, we can generate the one more player, okay, and here we can use the tree. In tree, first the root node is present and then we can go from root node to parents node, okay, and parents node to child node. Root node, then its parents node, then its child's node, okay. So this is the directed graph. We can start with the root node and go from child node. So here we can use the function move generation, and here we can consider the position of player and then we can set the successor and we can return the result or list. So this is our second step of the minimax algorithm. Now the third step, if successor is empty, then there are no moves to be made. If our successor is empty, there is no value given in the successor, then we can move and so return the same structure that would have been written it if deep enough had written true. Now if our successor is empty, then we can not move any node and then we can return the same structure, okay, and then we can return the true deep enough. So this is our third step. In third step, we can't move any node when our successor is empty. Now step number 4, if successor is not empty, then examine each element in turn and keep track of the best one. This is done as follows. Now in the fourth step, we can apply the fourth step when our successor is not empty, okay. Then we can determine each element in turn by turn. We can use each element and then we can follow the track and we can select the one best part, okay. Then initialize best score to the minimum value that static can return. It will be updated to reflect the best score that can be achieved by an element of successor. Now here we can initialize. What is the initialize? Best score, and we can start with the minimum value and then we can return the value and our value is static. Okay, so here we can update the score and we can use the element successor. Okay, so this is the our fourth step, and we can use this step when our successor is not empty. Now for each element, it is the short form of success, SUCC. Of successors, do the following. We can take the short form of successor is SUCC, SUCC. Okay, so in this condition there are three possibilities are given. A is set result successor to minimum and maximum in bracket successor comma def plus 1 comma opposite player. Okay, so here we can start with the result of successor and we can use the minimum and maximum, and then we can go with the successor and we can add 1 to the def, and then we can find out the opposite player. Here this scenario you can consider one game, then you can easily understand this algorithm. Okay, I will take the Ludo game, and in Ludo game if we are play the online Ludo game, then we can open the Ludo game and we can play with the another person. Okay, this person is your family member, your friend, or any unknown person. Then you and your opposite player is present, and then you can play the game and only one player is winner at a time. Okay, so here we can find out the result of successor by using the Minimax algorithm. So this is our fourth step and condition A. Now this recursive call to Minimax will actually carry out the exploration of successor. Here we can find out the Minimax. We can actually use the Minimax and then we can explore the successor. Now the B condition, set new value to value result successor. Okay, now we can set the new value to the value result successor. જે આપણને રિઝલ્ટ સક્સેસરની વેલ્યુ મળી છે એની જગ્યાએ આપણે શું સેટ કરવાનું છે? નવી વેલ્યુને સેટ કરવાની છે, બરાબર? This will use it to reflect the matrix of the position from the opposite perspective from that of the next lower level. Then we can find out the reflection of matrix and we can consider the position. Two players are play the Ludo game, then both are play at the opposite side. Okay, so this is our second position B. C is if new value is greater than best score, then we have found a successor that is better than any that have been examined so far, and record this by doing the following. Now in the C condition, third condition, if we can get the result. What is the result? New value is greater than best score. નવી વેલ્યુ જે આપણે લઈએ છીએ એ બેસ્ટ સ્કોર મીન્સ વિનરના સ્કોર કરતાં જ્યારે વધારે હશે તો ત્યારે આપણે શું કરવાના છે? બે વસ્તુને યુઝ કરશું. પહેલું કયું છે? સેટ બેસ્ટ સ્કોર ટુ ન્યૂઝ વેલ્યુ. તમે જ્યારે બી કોઈ ગેમ રમો તો ત્યારે આપણને જોવા મળે છે કે તમે એકવાર એ ગેમનું લેયર પાર કર્યું અને બીજી વાર એ લેયર રમો છો તો કદાચ વધારે સ્કોરથી પણ તમે જીતી જાઓ તો શું થાય, એ ન્યૂ સ્કોર તમે કર્યો એ એઝ અ હાઈએસ્ટ સ્કોર આવી જાય. તો એ જ રીતનું છે અહીંયા કે આપણે બેઝ સ્કોરમાં શું એડ કરશું, નવી વેલ્યુ અથવા નવી વેલ્યુ જે કરેલી છે એ જ્યારે વધારે હશે તો એને એઝ અ આપણે બેઝ સ્કોર કન્સિડર કરી લેશું. બીજું શું આપેલું છે, ધ બેસ્ટ નોન પાથ ઇઝ નાવ ફ્રોમ કરંટ ટુ સક્સેસર એન્ડ ધેન ઓન ટુ ધી appropriate path down from successor as determined by the recursive call to minimax. Now here we can find out the best known path and we can start with the current to successor and then on to the appropriate path we can down the successor and determine the recursive call, and here we can use the minimax. Okay, so set best path to the result of attaching successor to the front of path result successor. Now here we can set the best path. We can choose the best path which is best. We can select that path. In shortest path algorithm we can choose the short path, so here we can select the best path from the all given path. Okay, and then we can write that path into result successor. Okay, so this is our fourth step of minimax algorithm. Now the fifth step is all the successor have been examined. We know the value of position as well as which path to take from it. Now we can find out the successor and how we can examine the successor, and we can choose the value of position of the particular path, and then we can return the structure like this. Value is equal to best score and path is equal to best path. We can select the value as a best score and we can select the path as a best path. Okay, so this is our 5 steps of minimax algorithm. When the initial call to minimax returns the best move from current is the first element on path, performance can be improved significantly with a few refinements. Here we can start with the initial and we can call to minimax and we can return that. Okay, and here we can best move from the current and we can start with the first element of the path, and then our performance is given and we can improve our performance by using the different elements. Okay, so here our minimax algorithm is completed. Okay, now we can learn the example of minimax algorithm. We use static evaluation function that returns value ranging from -10 to 10. Here we can take the one range. Okay, in maths you can take the range like 0 to 10, then same we can consider here the range -10 to 10 with 10 indicating a win for us and -10 indicating win for opposite. 10 means we can winner and -10 means our opposite player is winner. Okay, and 0 indicating an even match. 0 means no player is winner. So as shown in figure 10.1, we move to B, and taking B's value up to A, we can conclude that A's value is 8. Here we can consider the diagram. Here we can consider the limit 10 to minus 10, okay, and 1 play search and 2 play search are given. So in this example, first we can take as A to BCD and A to BCD, but here we can select the range B8, C3 and D minus 2, okay. So here we can move to B, and the value of A is 8. Okay, now in the second figure, value of A is minus 2, because BCD have different values, okay. We have 3 sum parts E, F, G. C has 2 different elements H, I, and D has J and K element, okay. So here we can minimizing play and maximizing play. Backing up the values of a 2 play search. So here static evaluation function, we can select the range from minus 10 to plus 10 with 10 indicating win for us. 10 આવશે એટલે આપણે જીતા, -10 એટલે સામેવાળા જીતા, અને 0 એટલે બેમાંથી એક પણ પ્લેયર જીતશે નહીં. તો એના માટે આપણે આ એક ડાયાગ્રામ જોયો, ફિગર 10.1, બેકિંગ અપ ધી વેલ્યુઝ ઓફ અ 2 પ્લેયર સર્ચ. ઓકે, હવે એનું એક્સપ્લેનેશન આપેલું છે એ જોઈએ. But since we know that the static evaluation function is not completely accurate, we would like to carry the search further ahead than one play. Now here we can select the static evaluation function, and we can find out the accurate result for the one player. After one move, the situation would appear to be very good. But if we move ahead, then situation may not be favorable. Means એક મૂવ આપણે કર્યું અને સિચ્યુએશન એવી છે કે આપણા ફેવરમાં છે, પણ નેક્સ્ટ મૂવમાં આપણે ધ્યાન નહીં આપ્યું અને પોઝિશન સિચ્યુએશન બદલાઈ ગઈ, તો સામેવાળો પ્લેયર પણ જીતી શકે. જે રીતના ચેસમાં એક જ મૂવમાં તમારી આખી ગેમ ઉલટી થઈ જાય, બરાબર. તમે જીતવાના હોવ તો તમે હારી જાઓ અને સામેવાળો પ્લેયર જીતી જાય. એ જ રીતના છે અહીંયા કે એક મૂવ પણ આપણા ફેવરમાં નહીં રહે, બરાબર. એક મૂવની સિચ્યુએશન કેવી રીતના આપણે મૂવ કરીએ છીએ એના ઉપર છે. નેક્સ્ટ શું આપેલું છે? વી ફર્સ્ટ એપ્લાય પ્લોઝિબલ મૂવ જનરેટર generating a set of successor positions for each position. Then we apply static evaluation function to each of these position shown in figure 10.1. હવે આપણે શું કરવાના છે? મૂવ જનરેટરનો યુઝ કરશું. શેના માટે? અલગ અલગ સેટ ઓફ સક્સેસરની પોઝિશનને જનરેટ કરવા માટે, બરાબર. અને એના માટે આપણે શેનો યુઝ કરશું? સ્ટેટિક ઇવેલ્યુએશન ફંક્શનનો. અને એ પોઝિશન કઈ રીતના મળશે? આ જે ડાયાગ્રામ આપણે જોયો 10.1 એ રીતના મળશે, બરાબર. But now we must take into account that the opponent gets to choose which successor moves minimize the play. હવે અહીંયા શું આપેલું છે કે અકાઉન્ટ જે છે એમાંથી આપણે શું કરવાના છે? સક્સેસરને મૂવ કરશું. કેવા સક્સેસરને? કે જેનો પ્લે મિનિમાઇઝ હશે એને. બરાબર. This means that if we make move B, the actual position in which we end is -6 because opponent selects it. Also there is an E which is very good for us, but opponent task is to minimize play. Show in the figure. Here in the figure 10.1 we can show that the move B. Okay, and we can show the actual position and the end is with -6 value. Okay, we can consider this example. Okay, then we can select the E, and E is very good opponent because its value is +9. Okay, we can select this task. We can start with the A, then B, then E. Okay, now E has the +9 value, means its position is very good. Okay, and then we can remove the minimized play as shown in the figure. Then the minimum value was chosen and backup. We can select the minimum value and then we can choose the backup. At the level representing our choice, the maximum value was chosen. Now we can start with the level representation and we can choose the maximum value. Okay, the process can be repeated as many players as time allows, and more accurate evaluations that are produced can be used to choose the correct move at the top level. Now we can start with the proper process. Okay, and we can repeat the process until we can't get the best score or best path. Okay, then we can produce the result, current value. The alternation of maximizing and minimizing at alternate play when evaluations are being pushed back up corresponds to the opposing strategies of the two players. Now here we can find out the alternate value for the maximizing and minimizing. Okay, means we can alter the value. Okay, or we can change the player, and then we can select the opposite strategies for the two different players, and this method is called minimax. Okay, so here our minimax algorithm and its example is completed. I start the theory in the first video lecture of this unit number 6. Okay, first I will explain the basic introduction about game playing. Then I will start the minimax search procedure. First the basic explanation is given, then the definition is given for minimax. Okay, then different procedures are given, and today I will start with the algorithm. In this algorithm of minimax, total 5 steps are given, and we can learn the example. In this example, one tree is generated, and we can take two different situations. +10 means we are winner, and -10 means opposite player are winner, and 0 means no any person is winner. And we can learn this example in detail. So here our Minimax algorithm and its example is completed. Now in the next video lecture I will start the next topic, adding alpha beta cutoffs. Okay, thank you.